Hello everybody, I'm Pixel and welcome back to Love is Strange. In the last part we picked a partner for the Everyday Heroes photography contest. At least I think it's the Everyday Heroes, it might be something different, I can't remember. But it's been a while since I last recorded, so I kind of forget what happened, but we're just gonna carry on, I guess. Tuesday. Even a year in, I still feel overwhelmed and thankful to be at Blackwell Academy. And I'm sorry if you hear that beeping in the background. My computer that I record with is actually like right next to the kitchen, so that's just the oven or whatever going off. It's fine, I promise. My house is gonna like burn down. I just read that, especially on days like this. The campus is beautiful in the fall, like something out of a book or a movie. On some days I start to feel like Blackwell has become second nature to me, and it's easy to overlook the little things that I love so much about it. Oh yeah, we chose Rachel as our partner for the contest, and we're going to start out with her story and kind of romance her, and then we'll move on to one of the other girls. There's Rachel, Chloe, Victoria and Kate, and I haven't decided who I'm going to pick next, but probably Chloe because prize filled for life. On some days I start to feel like Blackwell has become second nature to me, and it's easy to overlook the little things that I love so much about it. But on days like today I feel excited about it all over again, the way I was when I first got my acceptance letter. Even just getting to eat my lunch outside by the fountain feels like a total novelty, or a privilege. I usually eat lunch with Chloe, or I take tea with Kate, but I like having the chance to sit alone sometimes. Let's just check the diary to kind of recap a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause. I can't remember where we left off in the last episode, like what her last diary entry was, but I'm just going to go between all of them and you can pause and read them if you want to. So there's this one and this page. So October 7th, it's a photo contest. I should have known. I think I'm the only one that was surprised and totally unprepared. You have to sign up in pairs, and I have to pick a partner today because the deadline is Friday. Needless to say, I'm sweating at my desk. I don't know who I should ask. Should I play it safe? Or maybe high risk equals high reward? I don't know. But I have to decide right now. As in close my journal and decide now. October 7th, later. I asked Rachel. The contest's theme is bonds. So, model plus photographer? Artist plus muse? When I was thinking of who to ask, it just seemed kinda logical at the time. But now that the excitement of the contest is fading, I'm wondering why the hell she agreed to help out. What's even in it for her? I've never been able to understand Rachel that well. Or myself, apparently. I really just like watching everyone here. That's weird, isn't it? My mind's always working like a camera, even when I don't have one in my hands. I'm supposed to meet with Rachel out here. I'm still waiting, so I take a look around as I nosh on my sandwich. I love Blackwell's old brick buildings. They're especially pretty in the fall when the leaves all turn the same shades of red and orange. That's probably why you can always find people sprawled all over the grounds. Everyone looks so comfortable out here lazing on the grass. I think my favourite part about the quad is that Blackwell's always rotating the art displays. There's something new in them every month. Sometimes it's student work, but sometimes they feature work by famous artists, like Mark Jefferson. Half of me hopes to eventually be able to see one of my photos in one of these displays, but the other half of me is saying no way. I have to work on that. Confidence. My friends are always reassuring me, and I know that they wouldn't lie, but it's hard to be objective about your own work. You have to suffer for your art, right? I'm my own worst critic. Or maybe I'm feeling extra crispy sensitive because I'm so nervous about the contest. There's been butterflies in my stomach since yesterday. I can't believe I'm going to be working with Rachel on it. I could have asked anyone, but Rachel's the closest thing Blackwell has to a real deal model, and I've never worked with one before. Why did I even ask her? I'm so nervous. Rachel's had her photo taken by so many people at Blackwell, legit photographers like Evan. Then there's me and my instant camera. Rachel's so nice. I probably put her on the spot so she felt obligated to say yes. Way to go, Max. Mystery solved. Yesterday it seemed like the perfect plan. For all the 5 seconds before the doubt began trickling in, it hasn't moved since. Hold on, this kind of negative thinking is just making those butterflies multiply. Rachel's my friend. Where is she anyway? I've been waiting for almost 10 minutes. Not that I'm annoyed. I know that Rachel has a really busy social life. It's almost like she knows how to be everywhere at once. I feel like that's maybe like so I said that if you haven't played the game and you were just watching this, I wouldn't spoil it. But to be honest, I think if you haven't played the game yet, like, why would you be watching this anyway? You know, this is more about the characters of the game, if that kind of makes sense. So you'd have to, I don't know what I'm saying, but basically I feel like that's like kind of a reference to when people were theorising about what happened to Rachel and they thought she was everywhere or something like that. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it made me think of that. Speaking of being everywhere at once, there's some graffiti here with her name on it in the fountain. I lean over to examine it. Wowzer, that's really mean. It's not the first time I've seen something like this either. In the bathrooms, in the dorms, on the desks, there's lots of not so nice stuff written about Rachel in all the grungiest corners of campus. I'm not sure why. Rachel's not the kind of person who would do anything to actually deserve this kind of shit written about her. At least, I don't think she is. I've known Rachel for a year already, and I still feel like I don't know that much about her. I mean, I know the basics. She was there for Chloe when I wasn't, and although I'll never get back those years I was away from my best friend, at least she had Rachel to lean on. And she's probably the most popular girl at all of Blackwell, even if Victoria Chase officially wears the crown. Rachel has more friends than I ever thought it was humanly possible to have. But I feel like there's lots I still don't know about her. I'm sure of one thing though. No one deserves to have something like this written about them in a public place or anywhere. I slide my bag over to cover the graffiti and look at the rainbow bracelet on my wrist that Rachel made for me. And just like that, with perfect timing, I hear her voice. I look up. I'm sorry if my voice is really hoarse as well. It's late at night and I'm kind of tired, so my voice isn't at its best. I also know I have a really bad lisp, and it's probably really annoying to listen to. It's annoying to have to speak like that as well, so... I look up. She's giving me a wave as she approaches the fountain. Hey, Max. I'm not going to be doing voices either. Hi, Rachel. I totally meant to get here sooner. What's up? Rachel's apparently been waiting for someone to ask her because she starts in right away. Don't ask me why, but it's been hard to concentrate lately. I don't usually let it get this bad. It's because she's been thinking about us, isn't it? I think about Rachel's flawless 4.0. She works so hard, but I've never been able to figure out how or when. With a social life like hers, where does she find the time to study? If you've got other assignments to work on, then the contest really isn't all that. I've been getting all my shit under control so that I can keep my word. Partners, right? I'm not making you do all the work on your own. Oh. I open my mouth to thank her, but Rachel's still talking. And I keep getting sidelined. I should start wearing rollerblades, then I could just fly past all the skater bros. I look beyond her shoulder. The skater bros are all hanging out by the steps like they always are. One of them waves at us. Or maybe just at Rachel. I know she hangs out with them a lot. I don't know how one person manages to fit into so many social groups. You break their hearts. Justin's clearly drooling. I can see it all the way from here. Hell yeah, I'd crush him. I want to be a man-eater. I thought you wanted to be a model. Part and parcel, Max. She grins at me. It's so bright and warm. Rachel's smile has a way of making me feel special, like she's totally happy to be devoting all of her attention to me. Maybe that's her secret to popularity. Well, I need you to keep to modelling for this contest, if that's cool with you. Ice cold. I cringe. Open mouth and set foot much self. I'm sorry. I mean, it's cool, Max. Oh, of course. She laughs. I feel embarrassed. Of course I'm misunderstood. I'm reminded again of how there's a lot I still don't know about Rachel. Is it that I'm totally socially awkward, or is it that she's an enigma? Maybe it's a bit of both. Anyway, I'm so excited for this thing. Really? I mean, me too, but... Come on, sit with me over there. Before I can respond, Rachel is reaching down to loop her arms around one of mine. She locks her grip on me and I try not to stumble as I stand. Rachel leans into me, smiling, and she tugs me towards a tree. I'm a little startled, but Rachel's always been really physical. She's always tapping your shoulder or reaching for your arm or hugging you to say hi. I like that about her. She's so extroverted compared to me. That's an okay thing to do, and it's okay to be like that, but also remember that some people don't like to be touched, and I don't know, if somebody says to you, I don't feel comfortable with you hugging me, don't continue to do it. Respect their personal boundaries. It's quieter here, away from the sound of the fountain, and the oven is buzzing again, so just ignore that. You might not even be able to hear it, I don't know. Rachel only lets go of me once she moves to sit, and she pats the grass beside herself, unwrapping a granola bar as she talks. I'm so fucking stoked you asked me to do this with you. Hearing her say it like that, I believe her. But why? You're doing me a huge favour, so if there's anything I can do for you, like if you get a project later in the year that you need help with, I'm there. I know a photography contest probably seems a little lame to you. A favour? What? I'm doing this for me. Huh? Well, for you two. Her expression softens. It lets me know that she's teasing. Rachel is always like that. It drives Chloe nuts. It's not lame. I think it's awesome. And I'm glad you asked me to be your partner. I mean, I want to be a model, and you want to be a photographer. So we're a perfect match for this thing, right? A perfect match, huh? Well, when you put it that way. My logic's flawless. Seeing how confident Rachel is, I feel a little better about everything already. Let's say you really want me to take the photo. Rachel's so certain that this is a good idea. I've still got work to do convincing myself. You really want me to take your photo? Why wouldn't I? Rachel's giving me one of those dazzling smiles again. I love your photos, Max. Those Polaroids you took of me at the fair this summer, I look at them like every day. Well, I didn't think she cared that much about the candids I'd taken of her, but then I remember something. One of them is still your profile pic on Facebook. And it'll probably stay that way, at least until you take this new shot for the contest. Thanks, Rachel. Seriously. Rachel knows what she's talking about. I have to admit, there really is a synergy between models and photographers. It's sort of what came to mind when I asked you to be my partner. Not that I really know. You're kind of the first one I've worked with in a serious way. Look at this look she's giving to the camera. It's hilarious. Rachel's eyes light up. She leans in close like she's going to whisper. Instinctively, I do too. Synergy, that's the word. Her exclamation makes me jerk back. Rachel can be loud sometimes. She and Chloe are like a two-woman firing squad. We're an electric combo, Max. I can feel it. And we can really amp it up one-on-one. Bow chicka bow wow. Let's raise the stakes on this contest. I laugh nervously. Rachel and I are so different. Really different. Can we synergize? I kinda need to figure out what the stakes even are before we do any raising. Rachel tilts her head to the side and reaches up to idly touch the feather earring that she's always wearing. I've never seen her without it. And how about we scout out some locations? We can go right now. And ditch class? And ditch class. Rachel's smile dares me to take her up on it. I know that if I were Chloe, I'd instantly drop everything and go. They're always skipping together. But I'm not Chloe. It's starting to fully hit me that I'm going to be spending plenty of time alone with Rachel this week. I don't know what to expect. And I have no idea what things are going to be like without Chloe around. I guess I'm going to find out. Skipping class makes me nervous. We could easily just go later. But Rachel looks so enthusiastic about the idea. YOLO, let's do it. Don't skip class in real life though, kids. I might regret this, but it's hard to say no to Rachel. Let's go now, before I change my mind. I guess I must look nervous about it because Rachel bursts out laughing. Okay, but don't look so nauseous. Madsen's not going to pop out on the rest of you. Probably. Oh no. She winks at me, and then she stands and offers me a hand up. I take it. Her grip is really strong. I've got the perfect place. Before coming to Blackwell, I could count all the times I'd ever skipped class on one hand. 3 out of 4 of those were because I was sick or cramping. Hooking up with Chloe again means that I've missed my fair share in the past year, and now Rachel's got me doing it too. I know that she was teasing me, but I seriously expected Chloe's stepdad to materialise from thin air and start yelling at us. Instead, we just had a pretty uneventful trip to the bus. I guess I was paranoid for no reason, unless he was waiting to ambush us when we get back. But now that we're here, I already feel better. Anything new in the diary? Yeah. I still can't believe I asked Rachel to help me out with the contest. It's not like we've ever worked together on something like this before, or even spent much one-on-one time with each other. She's probably had a lot of photos taken before by people way more talented than me. And it was totally awkward at first as I started to realise how weird it was to not have Chloe around, and in between Rachel and I, but she seemed genuinely excited about everything, so I began to feel a little better about it. She said that since I'm a photographer and she's a model, we're an electric combo. Is it that easy? I doubt it, but I appreciate what she means. I have no idea how to tell her that I don't really know what I'm doing. This was a good idea. The beach is an awesome place for photos. The light's always so beautiful out here by the water, and the scenery pretty much paints itself. And with a model like Rachel, it'll be hard not to take a good photo. It's perfect, right? Just like I said. Yeah, actually. I don't know why I hadn't thought of it. The beach is one of my favourite places. I love just coming here and zoning out. Rachel mimes pinching something between her fingers. I get the picture. You and Chloe both. Rachel laughed. She's giving that, look to the camera again like she's on The Office or something. Don't worry, I didn't bring you here to watch me get stoned. I know. I look out towards the water. The ocean disappears into the horizon, stretching on forever. We could pretty much take the photo anywhere here. Yeah, that's the best part. Anything here would make for a killer backdrop. Rachel spreads her arms to it all. She's totally right. Even in October, the beach here has a certain warmth to it. It's so free and open. Kind of like Rachel, really. I watch as she kicks off her shoes and ditches both them and her backpack by the rocks. She looks so happy out here kicking at the sand, and it's hard not to be caught up in her good mood. Hey, come on. I've already checked for broken glass with my feet. Rachel's got her hands on her hips, looking expectant. I hesitate before kneeling to untie my sneakers. That broken glass joke is not funny. I know that the beach is a favoured spot for vortex-style boozing, and to be honest, I've seen some pretty shady-looking people hanging around here in the past. That's why I checked for it first. Rachel starts laughing at herself. It's infectious. You probably shouldn't use your feet next time. If I don't live on the edge, then who will? With that kind of attitude, you will literally be living on the edge, or breaking glass. Shit happens. You'll never be able to walk a runway. I'm too short for the runway, so whatevs. You're making a pretty big effort here to justify stepping on broken bottles. I'm just saying that if it happens... Rachel's laughter dissolves into snorting. It's really cute. I've never heard her snort before. You'll have print work either way. That's the goal. Rachel's picking her way along the sand, and after rolling my jeans up to my knees, I join her. She seems so comfortable here, but I know that what she really wants is to make it big in Hollywood. She's never shied away from telling everyone about her dreams. She really does exemplify Blackwell. She'll probably be a famous alumni one day. Maybe that's why Rachel loves the beach so much. Maybe it helps her pretend that she's in California instead of Oregon. The sand is wet and freezing down by the water, but it doesn't seem to bother Rachel. I'm so happy that I finally get to work with a real photographer. For a moment, I'm not sure who Rachel's even talking about. But it's me, of course. Darn axe. Let's say, really, thank you. Really? I don't really know what to say. A real photographer? Me? I want to be legit one day in the future, but right now I'm not even close. Thank you, Rachel. Rachel shrugs. I know talent when I see it, and I know a burnout when I see one too. So I'm not a burnout? No way. Unless Blackwell makes you cynical like all the other hipsters. Ugh, no way. I look out at our surroundings, scanning my eyes from the distant horizon to the long white stretch of the beach, and then to the cliff and the lighthouse. Each view is so beautiful in its own way. I have no idea where we can even take this photo. Anywhere. When it's right, and you're hardcore. But we'll have to get it in one shot, won't we? Because that instant film is hella expensive, right? Well, yeah, but pictures not turning out is a fact of life with any kind of film, so I'm always stocking up on extra. Can I read? I want it to be perfect on the first try. She sounds strangely firm about that, like she's been thinking it over. I look away from Rachel and up towards the sky. The sun is breaking through the clouds, and it stirs something up in my chest. The light on the beach always makes me feel kinda... I'm not sure what word I'm looking for. Infinite? It sounds kind of lame like that. Never mind, that sounds silly. Or like a line from a cliche coming-of-age novel. No, it doesn't. I feel the exact same way. Rachel's looking up at the sun too. I bet she wishes that we were on a beach in LA instead. I wish I could fly her there for the photo just to say thank you for helping me out. Max has, like, the biggest crush, I swear. Maybe I just am reading too much into it so I want it to be true, but she definitely does. I mean, this is a dating sim. Of course she has a crush on her. Rachel looks like she's thinking something over. But you don't just, even your best friend, you don't just offer to fly them to LA. Or anywhere. Unless you're in love with him. I think that's enough research for today, don't you? She stretches her arms above her head. Or, wait, no, she's taking off her shirt. I'm going for a swim. I stand there and watch, stunned, as Rachel shucks off her clothes. This music, though. She throws her shirt onto the sand and then she yanks down her jeans. The next thing I know, Rachel is standing there in her underwear. A wave of shock overwhelms me. I almost can't look. Almost. Which means that I do. Max's face is just the best right now. Rachel doesn't look even remotely embarrassed, but I'm red enough for both of us. She's like, oh my stars. If you're not coming, I'm heading in. I watch as Rachel turns her back on me and bounds towards the water, her long hair flying. My eyes trail to the tattoo on her calf. It's a dragon that winds from her ankle to her knee. I know that she got it around the time that Chloe got her sleeve done. It's another reminder of the bond of friendship she and Chloe forged while I was gone. That could be a good theme for the contest, you know, bonds. That's the theme of it. But Rachel is so nice, and she's so important to Chloe that it's impossible for me to be jealous. I watch Rachel run into the water, only to turn right back around yelling. Holy shit, that's fucking cold. You didn't get that already? You can probably tell that I'm kind of trying to voice act it, but I can't act, so it's really bad. I'm like, holy crap, the water is freezing, and it's just not that good. So I'm going to read it more than I'm going to actually try to act it, but I will attempt it a little bit. Let's say, do you want my hoodie? We'll be the chivalrous gentleman. I pull my hoodie off and hold it out for her as she approaches. Now I'm cold too, but at least I'm not soaked like she is. Put this on, Rachel. Rachel looks startled, but she beams at me, even though she's shivering from her head to her toes. No, put it back on. If someone has to get sick, it should just be one of us, not two. Are you sure? 100%. Thanks though, Max. Seriously. She reaches out and squeezes my forearm with one wet hand, and then she starts getting dressed again as fast as possible. 5 minutes later, Rachel stops shivering. I'm not going to do that again. Not until summer, anyway. The ocean's still pretty cold here in the summer. Rachel doesn't respond. She just heaves a huge sigh. Yeah, I know. Wishful thinking. It looks like that's not the only thing that's bothering her. Hey, Max? Yeah? Rachel sits down on the sand. I join her. She pulls her knees up to her chest and rests her arms on them. I haven't told anyone this yet, but I've been scouted by an agency in LA. I'm surprised. Not because Rachel's been scouted, but because she's kept it to herself. That seems like the kind of news she'd want to share with everybody. It's a pretty huge deal to be approached by a modelling agency. This is the kind of news that Rachel's been hoping for so long. Why tell me first? I'm still wondering why, even as she goes on, talking without taking a breath. I'm going to have to move, pack up all my shit and get out of here, maybe even as soon as the end of this semester. They say they want to get started ASAP, and that they could get me bookings tomorrow if I were already there. You know I'm from Long Beach, right? In a way, it'll be like going home. It will definitely put law school on hold. But at least it's finally happened, and now I can tell everyone who said it wouldn't to suck it. That's amazing, Rachel. Isn't it? Rachel's smiling, but it's hard to tell what she's thinking. Everyone here loves you so much. I don't want to say anything that's going to make her feel guilty about leaving, though. We're all going to miss you a lot. It's hard to think of an Arcadia Bay without Rachel Amber in it. I can't think of anyone who isn't at least acquainted with her. She has friends all over our sleepy little town. I know. Rachel's head dips down towards her knees. The silence turns awkward. I think of saying something to break it, but then she lifts her chin. Hey, look. She points to something and I look up. There's a seagull strutting 4 feet away. I bet you can get his photo if you're quick. If I'm quick. I slip my camera out of my bag and line the shot up. I snap the photo and the seagull startles and flies away. It's starting to get colder as the afternoon begins to wane. Rachel seems to be thinking the same thing because she starts putting her shoes back on. We should get back to Blackwell before we both freeze. Yeah, we both need to be in top shape if we want to get a good photo later this week. At least you need to be. Great photos don't happen without their photographers, Max. You're right. Of course you are. Rachel just smiles at me. We gather our things and head back towards the bus stop. Once we're back at school, Rachel and I split up. There's still time for me to catch my last class of the day, so after I bid her goodbye, I set off running. I can still feel tons of sand in my shoes, but I might as well have skipped the rest of the day anyway, because I think about Rachel's enigmatic smile throughout the whole class. Okay, so it is Wednesday. We're gonna... Oops. That was really loud and it kind of scared me a bit. I don't even know if I am going to have the sound on when this video goes up. I try to have it on, but it might be really quiet or something. But if for some reason can't hear the background audio, an alarm clock just went off. Rachel was full of ideas about where we should go to take our contest photo. I should have known that she'd have some photo shoot locales already in mind. We went to go scope it out today. So we skipped class because I was feeling daring. She wound up taking me to the beach, which was an awesome choice. Why didn't I just come up with that? Rachel looks so natural on the beach. She really belongs somewhere warm, sunny and sandy, like Los Angeles. So after Rachel checked for broken glass with her feet, really, and went almost skinny dipping, really, in caps, she shared a bit of a shocker with me. Apparently Rachel's been scouted by an agency in LA. Awesome news, right? I'm happy for her. But she said she hasn't told anyone else yet. I don't know why. We caught the bus to get back to school in time to catch our last classes of the day, and now I've got a lot to think about. Okay, so I'm going to end this episode here. I'm really enjoying this so far. Like I said in the first part, I have played a little bit of this already before I had to restart, and I said that I'd tell you when it got to the bit that I stopped at, and we haven't reached that part yet, but we probably will in the next episode. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next episode. Feedback is greatly appreciated, but be nice, and I will see you in the next video. I'm really bad at outros. Bye!